Hey. Oh, I got the lotion down. Hey, Beverly, how you doing? How's your week going so far? Oh, I love SWV. They're my girls. Let's see who up in here. Miss Beverly, are you new to the chat? I don't feel like I remember you. I don't remember your name. I got a quick agenda we're going to talk about today. A couple of things that's going on in the blogs and on the news and on the WWW. Hey, Jay Newbie, how you feeling, darling? It cracks me up when you call me Honey Bunches. That used to be my favorite cereal. Honey Bunches of Oats. How are you doing today? How is your day going? How is your week so far? How's the weather where you guys are? Is it good? What's happening? Atlanta wants to rain every like couple of hours. It gets moist out. I'm just gonna wait on a couple of more people. This is my regular Tuesday live. People may have other things they have to do tonight, which is totally cool with me. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the things I came on here to talk about. We're gonna talk about Kim Zolciak. I'm sorry, Kim the Zodiac beer can. That's what Rambling K calls her, which I think is hilarious. Kim the Zodiac beer can. That is priceless. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Fabulous and Emily B being spotted at Coachella together. And we're going to talk about the whole Andrew Caldwell Starbucks situation. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And can you guys hear me? Because I've got my little microphone on here. I'm wondering if you guys can hear me. We're going to talk about Trump lying his way onto Forbes and thereby into the White House. Oh, I'm so frustrated with that mess. We're going to talk about the shooting at the Waffle House. Hey, Joy, thanks for that. How are you doing today? And we're also going to talk about Toronto, Canada, and everything that's going on up there. So let's see if we can get a few more people in here. We've been here 4 minutes. Hey, Deidre, how you doing? You're in the middle of frying chicken. Oh, don't take your eyes off your chicken, girl. Don't do it. Okay. How does it sound? Does it sound good? Because I'm using this now. You know, normally I just talk. Yeah. Oh, I love fried chicken. Good fried chicken. It's nothing like it. Like well seasoned, crispy fried wing, baby, will change your life. Oh my gosh. Okay, so We're at 5 minutes. Hey, Jen Marie, how you doing? Y'all know what? I don't even have my new contacts in. I got the old ones in, so I got to put my spectators on. How you doing, Jen Marie? How's your week going? Pretty good, I hope. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about doing great. Just got back to Atlanta from a trip to Houston. Okay. I'm going to be traveling to Pennsylvania mid-May for a week. But I really like Houston. I really like San Antonio. I like the nightlife in San Antonio. It's pretty good. Oh, you went to an 80s, 90s party. Did you dress up? Did you go like in an 80s, 90s theme? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I bet it was super cute. Are we on Instagram? Are we Instagram friends? If not, send me an invite on, what is it? Ms Honeeeey on Instagram. Oh, no. Check me out. And then inbox me, because I have so many people trying to catch up with me from Facebook. But some of them people I'm not trying to hear from. I have to tell y'all a story about a dude that's trying to track me down. Like, no, sir. It took me a minute. Like, when my friend sent me a text to say that he tried to reach her on Facebook. Like, he went and saw a friend. And my Facebook name is not my name. Like, it's something weird. I really don't. Hey, LaDee, how you doing? It's something weird. Anyway, it's a little monkey wrench in there because I was having trouble with Facebook, which is why I don't really mess with Facebook no more. They trying to steal your soul out there. But I digress. Anyway, some kind of way, he was able to get a friend. Now, he don't know this friend. He gonna send her a message on Facebook to tell her that he was an old coworker of mine and he was trying to reach me. But at the time, he gave his full government name. Well, of course, until a man gets into the inner circle, he gets a nickname. That's just how I do things. So I only really knew him by his nickname. And, hey, Couch Potato, how are you? I'm doing good, LaDee. I'm glad you're doing good. So yeah, every guy gets a nickname until they get to a place where I feel like you could stay a while. You know what I mean? Other than that, people, you mention a certain name to a person and then they always want to ask you, what happened to Bob? What happened to Bob? No. Anyway, long story short, I couldn't put it together and I kept looking at the picture and kept looking. I was like, oh, hell no, you can't get this ninja my number. And I don't want his. No, it took me forever to shake him loose. Like, forever. Yeah, he's one of those guys that just try to possess you. Just try to possess everything about you. It took me forever to get rid of him because he was like, I'll run anybody that try to talk to you away. Like, no. So, anyway, long story short, that's why I don't do with Facebook no more. Anyway, I'm like, why did I start that conversation? Okay, so everybody's talking about Kim Zodiac beer can. Shout out to Rambling K. Everybody is talking about how she just made a complete idiot of not only herself, her husband, and Sheree Whitfield. Like, oh my gosh. Sheree Whitfield, you played yourself out so hard. You are the most, hey Hermie, how you doing? And listen, because of how the girls banded together and banished that evil witch back from the cave from which she came, I might check out and review season 11. I might do it because it gave me hope for these girls. It really did. First of all, they was dinging her. You know, she tried to scoot this way and somebody else would hit her again. She ding, She go that way, and it ding, and Candy would jump in and boop, boop, boop. And she was like, when she left that stage, she was like, Tweety bird, Tweety bird, Tweety bird, Tweety bird. Oh, I already knew. I already knew what it was. If you have ever worked with Caucasian women of this nature, not all of them are this way, but you ever work with Caucasian women, anytime the boss go running, you already know that it's going to be some mess. It's going to be some mess. Like, it's some drama. There's some crying. You know, that's like, it's the equivalent of asking for the manager. You know what I mean? Or, I want to see your boss. That's essentially what it is. I mean, and the way she was standing there and telling it, hey, beautiful soul, how are you? Oh, I'm so glad you sharing your daylight with us. What time is it? We got you for at least 45 to 50 more minutes. Okay. So anyway, the way she was telling Andy and Troy and then eventually Sheree, she really felt like she, you know, the tears and the face and the you know, the you know, everybody was looking at her like, and it just goes to show you, hey, how you doing? And now, is it Terralon? 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 Terralon. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. Why isn't it a little T? It should be a big T, don't you think? I just love your thumbnail, but I digress. Anyway, so yeah, she really, I mean, she had no embarrassment. Like, this is what works. Like, this is the formula, okay? This is the formula. I'm giving you your currency. Nene asks, where is your scooter? This is her scooter. Hey, Lady Nika, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. This is her scooter. This is every white woman who thinks that they are a victim somehow after creating chaos. This is their scooter, okay? This is their scooter. It is crying. It is melodramatic. It's being over theatrical. And the piece de resistance, I felt threatened, okay? Hey, Twisted, how are you? Yeah, I felt threatened. That's the piece, that's the cherry on top after you have done all of the theatrics. You know what I'm saying? Nothing up my sleeve. Look at this, look at this. Then what do? I felt threatened. I was just waiting for that to come up. The way that Sheree didn't even blink, like she just I mean, peered into Kim's ugly black soul and she didn't even blink. I was like, that girl right there will do anything for a check. Anything for a check. If you can stand up here with all of this, you can do. Even her own husband, he had that look on his face like, oh my gosh. No. Not here. Dinner table. We do this across the dinner table. Listen, and hadn't thought no more about it. And she's not going to apologize. I bet you she's going to go quiet. She's going to go underground for a little minute, and then she's going to show back up like, what are we talking about? I don't even know what y'all talking about. I have no idea. I mean, who is this Kim person? I'm Kim's twin sister who was also an LPN, a stripper, and a hoe. Okay. But the way those girls banded together and ran that dragon on out of town, I said, you know what? I might watch and review season 11. I might do it. I was so over Sheree. Sheree, I'm sorry. She is not the kind of person that you would leave your purse around. I'm sorry. The girl is, no. She gets all kinds of black cards revoked. Like, she need to go back to beginning. Like, she need to start over. Okay, so let's see here. Kim got just what she deserves. And then she tried to act like, no, you didn't let me go. I let you go. First of all, they was never even gonna. Okay, but they did renew the contract. I saw that on the Yahoo about shows that are canceled and shows that are gonna be renewed for another season. The Kardashians have been renewed to 2022, 2020. That's what it is. And Late Night with Trevor Noah has been renewed till 2022. But she got another contract. She got a new year. I don't know if it happened before all of this, but this aired a long time ago. So I don't know why they still giving her a platform. I really, really don't. I don't get it. There's nothing going on at all. Yeah, so I'm thinking about reviewing season 7. Oh, she deserved every bit of it. What I loved about it is nothing got physical. None of that happened. It was good theatrics. When they got that meme with Andy looking back and forth at both of their hands, I was like, boy, that is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I remember it wasn't petty like that. Like, it was good. Good tease, good comebacks. Oh, if Phaedra had stuck her head from under that couch and told Kim off, I would have been so happy about that, because y'all know Phaedra can read, honey. Read, okay? That would have been perfect for me. Yeah, Kim under witness protection. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh. Yeah, they put all their differences aside and banded together, and it made me just really look at the show differently. I'm hoping with Kenya being married and possibly having a baby on the way, it'll be a different show. Like, I really wanted to see the husbands. I like when Peter and those interact, and Todd. Todd came around a lot more when Peter was there. You know what I'm saying? I like it when you say housewives and the husbands be there, because when you look at them other shows, New Jersey, Orange County, the New York women don't really have a lot of relationship stuff going on. But Beverly Hills, for sure, when they go out with their man. They go out with their husbands. You know what I'm saying? The husbands do their thing, the ladies film and all of that, but we still get to break up some of that, female angst with some testosterone, Yeah. Yeah, 3 was really, really good. Where is your scooter? When she started crying in that bathroom and carried on, I said, there's her scooter. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love the Nene and Kenya high-fiving. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Okay, so let's talk about Fabulous and Emily B. This is why I say, what about the children? I don't really focus a lot on the adults, okay? I don't really focus a lot. You should get a t-shirt made, Lady Nika. Oh, Okay, Emily has low self-esteem. She's also only got 30 teeth in her mouth now, because 2 of them apparently were knocked out of the front. Okay? If it's true, I don't know. I just heard about it on the blogs and the vlogs and little stuff like that they were at Coachella together. But this is why I say, what about the children? Because if this is a woman you don't want to be with truly, how do you handle that so that the kids aren't scarred for life? Okay? If it's really about you providing a happy space for your child, why are you as a mom bringing your children in and out of this type of situation, this type of environment? I don't get it. Why you call your daddy and your brother over? To come get the guns out the house. Okay? This how y'all live. You like walking in between bullets, and he like throwing them at you at a high rate of speed. Okay? You enjoy absorbing the blows, and he loves handing out the blows. Okay? 7 in a row. What about your kids? What about the kids? The kids are going to read this. The kids are going to know what's going on. If you don't do it for anybody, do it for the kids. If you can't leave the mama alone, Even though she infuriates you, do it for the kids. For yourself, do it for the kids. If you as a woman realize that this unhealthy relationship is going to bleed over, and you got boys and girls, what you're going to end up doing, hey Tamara, how you doing? What you're going to end up doing is raising your boys to look at this situation, and they're going to feel one extreme or another. It's very rarely, unless God intervenes, a middle ground that people walk. Either it's going to be, they are going to be the biggest a-holes and jerks to women, or they're going to be so afraid that they're going to be like their dad. They're going to be the complete opposite and let somebody run all over them. Either way, it's screwed up. Either way, it's screwed up. Or graveyard love, girl. If you ain't said a mouthful when you said that, now you know you said what you said. Okay? Listen. You sure told it. Graveyard love. And your boys could end up dead. One way or another. Some woman beating on them, or they beating on some woman, and somebody end up saying, not my daughter. You know, but then for you to go out publicly with this dude, like, and I'm not blaming her and I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming them, because this is the type of relationship that you guys have. If you go to Las Vegas and she fly up there and you get into an argument and y'all come back and y'all fight all the way across the ocean and the water and get back to New Jersey and tumble and fight all the way to the front door, that's y'all business. If that's what y'all want to do, if that's the way y'all love each other. But what about your kids? What about your children? You got a daughter, like what? I'm telling you. Now that's what you need to do background checks for. You're doing background checks for guns, that's fine. You need to do background checks on where people leaving their sperm. Where you ought to leave before you leave your sperm somewhere. Before you let a man leave his sperm with you, you need to do a couple of background checks on them. That's all I got to say about that. That is what my grandmama called it. You love each other to death. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to live that way, if you want to be in that type of relationship with somebody, if that is what gets you going, then keep it away from the children. I don't understand why y'all don't just get a room that y'all put in y'all house where y'all just, you know what I'm saying, mollywop the hell out of each other, make love, and go to bed. A soundproof room. Y'all got money. I just don't understand it. I really don't. And you're not going to make me believe it's that you love your children to infinity and beyond, and this is the type of debauchery, okay, that you put them in the middle of. You know, and a lot of times these things get so heated. You know, sons go to grab daddies and ask daddies to please leave mommy alone, and daddies go to slinging children, and folks get hurt that way too. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Okay? It's not healthy. I wanted to see that picture of them at Coachella and see if she was smiling full frontal. I really wanted to see what kind of work they did on them front two teeth. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about Andrew Caldwell, y'all. Listen. Her sons are getting big now, but you know what, Tamara, they can run a cell phone and an iPad at 2 years old. They really can. They can find out anything they want to find out about you. All they got to do is Google your name. It's all out there. It goes down in the DM. The songs tell them where to go. You know, Google me. Google me. Hey, Rowdy Chica, how are you? Yeah. They gonna want to defend her. You know, the daughter might want to defend him. It's not healthy on any front whatsoever. Hey, my classy creations, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, so let's talk about Andrew Caldwell in the Starbucks. You guys, I be so embarrassed for him. You still at work? We finna make your night go just a little bit quicker. You know, I don't know that he's crazy. I think he's definitely special needs. I agree. I agree, beautiful soul. It's just messed up. And like my mama said, you can't cure nothing and won't nothing die. You know what I mean? Like you can't make it better and you won't you it's a mess. I don't think Andrew he's definitely an attention seeker. But this is why I say about women having children in their 50s and almost 60s, because you get these kids that are not necessarily physically, but they just it's just something that is a little mush in there somewhere. It's, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all mush, but that cognitive place in there is just a little bit broken up. It's a little bit fractured. Okay? Little bit fractured. Hey, Matthew, and this is what you get. You get an individual who is developmentally slow. And a lot of the stuff that he repeats and regurgitates is something that he heard. It oftentimes is something that he heard wrong. It's oftentimes something that he can't repeat verbatim because he's also got an impediment. Tracy, that's not right, girl. How you doing? Y'all be sweet. So, I mean, and you can tell he's kind of a mimicker. Like, he mimics quite a bit. When he's talking about the church and he's preaching, that's mimicking. A lot of people learn to preach from mimicking, from watching other people. As a matter of fact, coming up in the church, my mama used to say she could tell when certain preachers sat up under other preachers because they would preach like them. They would have mannerisms like them. And so what he does a lot of times is mimicking. It's another way of compensating. Like people who can't read, they memorize so that even when they look like they're reading, they're not. They just memorize things. So it was just so I was embarrassed for him because he is a person of color. And he is in the Starbucks with a white manager and a white police officer who was quite patient with him, actually. I think a part of them felt like they was being punked. I haven't watched Lady Nika's video because I knew I was going to talk about it. And I didn't want Lady Nika to get in my head. But yeah, I think, you think he knows what he's doing, Rowdy? Oh, honey, he's so good at it. Are you sure? Oh, he doesn't. He needs to have, he needs to have a schedule. But see, he's getting money from lives and other things. And, I think he was low key, doing some things, some favors for some gentlemen, and he's gotten some things that way. And, unless he's been declared one way or another, there's nothing they can do. They're probably glad he's able to take care of himself financially, but it's only a matter of time before somebody just really takes him for a ride. Like, seriously, did he do something other than cussing the pat? Then the cussing, he went into Starbucks. Now he says he wants to sue Starbucks because of how a customer treated him. Fojo, how are you? Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, honey. Yeah, so that's what's going on now. He's claiming this is right after the two guys, who have a legitimate complaint were arrested for just being black in Starbucks. Then he comes up with this scheme and it's just this full production. And some of those comments though, beautiful soul, I'll be like, y'all, please, y'all know the man is special. Okay, let me see what she's saying. Okay, so we're talking about Andrew Caldwell. Bless his special soul, bless his special heart. Now, I think he's a product of old eggs. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised if his mama didn't have him like in her late late 50s, early 60s. I wouldn't be surprised because I went to church with a lot of people, a lot of older women who had been praying and asking God for babies. I remember coming up. Y'all know I pay attention. And God finally blessed when the baby and the baby be a little bit special. You know what I'm saying? One of them kids, you hold them by the arm and they just be flipping and jumping and walking up on one side of you and down the other, and you still just trying to hold them. Them kind of kids that you beat and beat and beat and beat and beat and they don't cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, please forgive me. I don't mean to be coming out rude, but I'm just telling y'all my feelings about it. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Shaman, we're talking about Andrew Caldwell going into Starbucks trying to create this faux, lawsuit. But some of the stuff he says is just absolutely wrong. Like that's not even remotely the word. I haven't seen his mom. I don't know, but that's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of my dad had worms, old eggs, and worms. Bojo. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right, Shaman? I haven't seen his mom, but that's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of someone who's just like a little cognitively just fell just a little bit short of that bar. Hey, Marquita, how are you? Many times his mom is with him when he films. She's allegedly mental ill. Lord, good night. I wish I could slide off this couch like Maddie did in the Christmas episode. That was back when Queen's Court was on. I digress. Yeah, she seems to know him. I don't know. I've never seen his mom. I've never heard tell of his mom, so I wasn't sure. 8 years old is still wearing top white baby shoes. Yeah, you still wearing your hard bottoms. Worms. We go way back, Classy. We go way back. It's different than being hyper and then you just, you got a different situation, Marquita. It's different. Well, that's what they say. He was messing with Cordell. I'm not sure. I mean, he does kind of seem like the kind of person that a person could take advantage of. Not that he's not gay and he's being taken advantage of, like raped or anything like that, but he does seem like the kind of person that you could pretty much, turn out. Like, he do seem like the kind of person you can turn out. But I guess to Rowdy Chica's point, where would he get the idea that he could ask for money or to take money? I don't know. I'd be so confused. But listen, when the police officer was trying to make sense, and the lady knew him. She called him by his name. He comes in there all the time. He didn't even think twice about making an ass of himself at his Starbucks. Not at your Starbucks. Go to some other Starbucks. Don't mess up your Starbucks. But when the police officer was like rationalizing with him and trying to explain it, he was like, yeah, no, I don't know what. No. That. I was like, see me, I'm like, okay, we're going around and around the mulberry bush. This individual here is special needs. I would have had to end that conversation right away. I'd have been like, call the corporate office and make your complaint known. There's no crime here, so I'm going to go on, and I'm going to ask you to leave the premises, sir. Yeah, I mean, obviously, he got out the back door some kind of way. Like, he just did not seem like he was regular to me. He looks like her, just darker. And Tara Line. Y'all know what he remind me of. Nobody is going to know unless Rambling K is on here. But there is a claymation. It's from the BBC. A claymation show, Wallace and Gromit. And his mouth, the way he talked, the way his mouth go up in the U, it remind me so much of the way Wallace talked. She's a thin lady. Bless Andrew's heart, though. Bless his heart. But listen, he make good money. If he got enough sense to be monetizing, he make good money. He do. I just wish he could look up on something that was a little less self-degrading. But listen, when he go back and forth with the guy McCray, and that McCray individual, he just like to waste your time. That's all. So you can see his nails, anyway. Tried to go back into place after the drama. This is what I'm telling y'all. He's not connected. There's no synapses. Those synapses are not firing all the way. He probably has been taken advantage of by his mom. Doesn't know any better. Listen, this is what I'm saying. The dude is not well. Like, he's not full on retarded, but he is. And I know we're not supposed to say retarded. Special needs. He's not full on, but he's definitely cognitively. It's a dead cat on the line somewhere. Okay, I love Wallace and Gromit too. Oh my gosh, you guys are my tribe. Oh, Wakanda forever. He knows enough to make money off his popularity, which again, I mean, I'm just like, are you crazy or not? It seems like everybody's a character nowadays. Like, everybody is a character. People are not being full on themselves. Maybe because they feel like they're boring, or other people will think that they're boring. Lady Nika says he is slow, but he does a lot of putting on. Listen, Rowdy Chica. If you say it, I feel like I'm inclined to want to know more about it, because you blew me away when you said that. I never thought he was faking. But, I mean, after talking to my tribe, it is a very distinct possibility. Listen, that Mother McCray, Lady Nika. You done said a mouthful when you say that. He's a dangerous and mentally ill person. That I will not dispute. Okay? That I will not dispute. It's a lot going on there. I don't even want to unpack that can of crazy. Hey, Diva Law. Andrew told y'all he was wearing Tom Ford and Chanel, so y'all would stop hating. Stop calling me sis! Stop calling me sis! Oh, and I'm like, they can't hear you. Like, I mean, not that they can't hear you, but you're not a threat. You're on the phone, honey. It doesn't have as much impact. He's smart enough to know what he's doing. Sir William McCray. My. Listen. The full regalia that he puts on to go to church alone, dressing like the Mad Hatter. But this is the kind of, let me not talk about it. I don't want to offend nobody. But I grew up in the church, okay? So I know about Pentecostal, holiness, Kojic, Church of God in Christ, okay, PAW, Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. I know about all of that. Please trust and believe that. But I don't want to offend nobody because, hey. But all them theatrics, that is indicative of the Kojic church. You can't just be regular Joe in the Kojic church. No, you got to be full on. You got to be full on if you want to be accepted. Yeah. You got to be full on. You got to be extra to death. Let me see. Let me read the rest of these. He went to Andrew. Yeah, I saw that video. I think he doesn't like Andrew because Andrew, number one, he's an easy target. He's an easy mark. And he probably sees a lot of himself in Andrew. I don't know why the cussing pastor don't have more important things to do. But again, he's an easy target. He's easy, quick views, quick views. A lot of things people do, they don't really have an investment. It's the subbies that are worked up. I don't mean to cough into the mic. It's the subbies or the stands that are worked up, and they just keep the views coming for a lot of people. Half these people don't even have an investment because a man that old should have some grandchildren somewhere. Talking about the cousin pastor. Okay, I've been in the church life, honey. It's the truth, especially in Kojic. Yeah. They dress like Comic-Con. It's always one next level up. Like you might have somebody that have a hat on, and it's like a full-on bouquet. To my real flowers, the whole nine. Yeah, I mean, it's full-on theatrics, which is why you have a lot of gay men in the church, because it is theater. It's theater. You know what I mean? Now, Eddie Long been gone, what, a year now? Almost 2. I don't trust him. I don't trust that Sir William at all. Go, man. Go away from me with that. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about? So we talked about Andrew Caldwell. Y'all just blew my mind with that. Y'all just blew my mind with that, because every time I see him, I'm like, his mama has got to be like 70 or 80, and she... Oh, he just seemed like that to me. But let's talk about the ultimate in white privilege. Can you guys guess what the ultimate? There's a story out now about somebody who's well known. We all know them. But it's the ultimate story of white privilege. Who can tell me what we are going to talk about next? It is the ultimate example. No, not Kim Z. Kim Z, it turns out, is only worth $1.5 million. But you know, Cashmere made $15 million last year. A lie don't care who tell it. A lie do not care who tell it. Yes, I did see Funky Dineva's video on it. Oh, we're going to talk about the Nashville shooter. But, I'm talking about Donald Trump lying. Yeah, oh, I made 500 billion, Shaman, last year. Oh, she's, you know what? She evil. I wouldn't call her pathological, because I think that takes a modicum of sense to be pathological. I do think she is straight on evil. She's always been that way. She's always been that way. I can't wait to see them go back through the 10 years, and I hope that we get to see a little bit of her. I want somebody to do a montage at the very least of her over the last few years, just how she's done things, the way she did Candy with that song. And this leads me to believe that, yeah, she knew what she was doing with that song, and she knew that her and Nene came up with that song. She never said a word about that either. She's been doing this for a minute. She's maniacal. Tamar, listen, she's a calculated racist. I agree with that 110%. Donald and Melania fighting over holding hands. That when I tell you she do not want him to put his hands on her, she said, you will never touch these Austrian Alps again. I would love to see her just haul off and just start scratching and clawing and fighting it. Just real quick, just get it in like a Tasmanian devil before they could, because I'm sure the Secret Service will be like, what do I do? What do I do? It's the first lady and you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna tackle her to the ground, because she the first lady. It wouldn't be like if I jumped on him. If she just turned around and just went down the front of his face, full claw, wow, and then just went mad on him, get it, and peel some of that white orange meat off his face. That would just be, it would be Christmas. Okay, So let's talk about Donald Trump. Now, y'all know it has come out that Donald Trump lied to Forbes magazine to get in the magazine as one of the richest people, right? How he did it was when they questioned his income, he called back and played like he was somebody else, somebody who knew the finances. It was Donald Trump all along. When you hear him talk, I mean, the only thing he was missing was Bigley. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was clearly him repeating himself, acting like he didn't hear you, just keep repeating over and over again. Oh, yeah, it's tremendous, tremendous, tremendous. Well, it was him. And the guy just took this imposter's call, financial person who wasn't supposed to be Trump, took his call. Oh, yes, ma'am. There's full-on audio. Yeah, there's full-on audio. I'll send you a Young Turks video with the audio on it. You can clearly tell it's his voice. Okay. You know, they did a voice comparison. They know that it was him. On that alone, Forbes put him in the richest person's magazine copy, right? So then it is alleged that Trump now takes, because his name is Mud in the banking industry, he takes the magazine and goes to the banks, and instead of them doing the background check and double checking and making sure and doing what they're supposed to be doing to vet this individual out, he just shows them the magazine and says, listen, if I wasn't rich, would I be in Forbes magazine? You know, and they give him the loans. They give him the loans. This is how he got the loans, okay? What he did was essentially, his dad essentially gave them money, you know, their legacy money, right? And he borrowed from his siblings a bit of money from them, you know, to kind of pad it up. Then he makes the call. Yeah, this is Bob Finance down at Bob's Finance and Finances. Trump is great. He's all Gucci. Oh, for sure, for sure. It's tremendous, tremendous. And the guy was like, oh, okay, you're Caucasian and you're talking, so it must be the truth. I mean, if you were a POC, person of color, I would check it out. But because you're Caucasian, you're an Anglo-Saxon, must be Gucci. Same thing at the bank. If Forbes say you Gucci, we say you Gucci, you get the money. This is some of the money that he has been used. Listen, turns out he got like $225 million in free ads. Just free ads because, one, he knows how to run the press. And two, people feel like they were investing in something. You know how some people go bankrupt when they run for president and stuff like that because you have to put a certain amount of your own money in? Trump did not. He did not put his own money in. But the greater story is the fact that Forbes just took him at his word. Just took a man at it. He sounds like he's Caucasian. And he says he's Trump's finance guy. Seems legitimate. We're going to run with it. That's how he got bank loans. One of the ways he got bank loans. Now, he has been bankrupt several times over since then, which is one of the reasons why he had to go out to Russia and bend over for a little spare change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If that's not the ultimate example of white privilege, seriously, I don't know what is. Like, what else can you say? What else can you say? And getting peed on. You're right. You're right. What else can you say? I mean, their skin color is currency. Our skin color is a weapon. It's considered a weapon. Okay? But their skin color is currency. It opens doors. You got Caucasians that don't get questioned for jack. And that's how a lot of places get robbed and get ran through, because you're not even checking Billy over here. And Billy is the one that's the damn thief. You know what I'm saying? But Rollo come in the door, you know, and you want him to damn near strip and do a anal cavity search before you let him even, you know what I'm saying, order a chicken sandwich. It's a lot of places that buzz you in. And black people don't get buzzed in. It's a lot of places where people have to get up and go and do what they got to do early, because after a certain time, businesses will not let you in. They treat you like crap. You can't be on the street. You get harassed more. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy out there. But this dude hung up the phone from talking with Forbes when Forbes said they could not verify. He hangs up the phone, moves a couple of things around, calls back, just trying. He didn't even disguise his voice. He was like, "Yeah, this is Bob from Bob's Finances, and yeah, so tremendous, bigly." And the guy was like, "Got it, thanks, sir." And then he went right on off to the banks. Oprah came to get a scarf, a Birkin bag. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. It's bananas, and it's infuriating. I'm telling you, but at the same time, if he hadn't have ran, if he hadn't have won, we would never have uncovered this den of debauchery that is now the current administration. And listen, Trump tried to bring this Jackson guy, this Dr. Jackson guy, to be over the CDC, and come to find out the man got several complaints on him for unsafe workplace and being drunk on the job. I was like, now you know you bad. When you, just by association, we already know that this guy is bad. But I'm like, drunk. The doctor that said that Trump was in great physical health and he could live to be 200, told that doggone lie. Trump repaid him for it by nominating him to be over the CDC, all over the, not the CDC, the VA. Okay? The man has, the most he's managed is 50 people. 2 of them are former employees who are disgruntled. Talked about him being drunk at the job and it being an inappropriate and unsafe place to work. Well, they postponed his nomination hearing. They want to look into it a little more. But you put Pompey through, okay, and Pompey is a rapturist. He believes in the rapture. I believe in the rapture too, but I know one thing. What he talking about don't have nothing to do with God talking about. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Because my God said no man knows the day of or the hour. Huh? Huh? Okay. Anywho. So truly, especially in the Midwest, and they saved after 3. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. But a white man can walk in a building, lace that joker with bombs, and walk out. Won't nobody pay attention. Okay? Honestly. You know, I don't even want to go no further with that conversation. But what I'm saying is they can get away with a lot more. A lot more. Because nobody suspects them. If it's all white, it's all right. That's what Chris Rock say. Oh, he's no harm. He's a Caucasian. He's no harm. That's why everywhere I go, no matter where it is, whether I'm afraid or not, I speak to my people. I speak to my people. And I done been in some areas where I was like, what is we doing? Is he wrestling a pit bull over there? But I speak to folks. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Okay, have a good evening. Because you can look at somebody who look one way, African-American men. I mean, look at this dude. That's the next thing we're going to talk about, the shooting at the Waffle House. This dude go to the bathroom. He realized it's me or him, and he make up in his mind like that. Yes, ma'am. East side of Decatur. You talking about Decatur, Georgia? The deck. You get hemmed up there. You get hemmed up around that Glenwood Memorial. You can ride Memorial Drive all the way downtown, and you could go from the best to the gulliest real quick, real quick. Like, lock your doors real quick, real quick. If it hadn't been for Tyrone, he'd be stripped of it. Listen, the dude had already been investigated. The FBI had already investigated, and they took his guns. And instead of confiscating his guns from him, they get the guns to his daddy. His daddy get the guns back to the dude. Now you standing up in Waffle House naked, essentially, killing people. And the black guy said, all I wanted to do was live. The gun went off in the man's hand because it scalded his hand. The hot barrel scalded his hand. Okay? He got a scar from where the bullet ricocheted. Trump ain't said a word. Trump ain't said a word. Trump has not said a word of thanks. He's not mentioned the story. You know what I'm saying? Forget what he did to Barbara Bush, because Barbara Bush with the Lord. She ain't got to worry about the foolery that's going on down here. Okay? Disrespectful, sure. But we right back with Frederica Wilson and the widow from whose husband was killed overseas. We back at it. You know? I mean, it's a damn shame. You can't win for nothing. It really is. It's sick. Now they want to investigate the guy over the EPA. They all shady. What's the guy? Is that Spitz? Spliff? What's his name? Over the EPA. Beautiful soul. East side of Decatur. Yes, ma'am. Occasionally around Greenbrier. You get caught on the wrong side of old Nat Owl. Old Nat Owl, and see, won't you end up in a drug traffic ring real quick? Yeah, but you know what? I carry blessings bags in the car that just have like a little hand sanitizer, a couple of dollars, a word of encouragement, like some snacks, stuff you can eat real quick, raisins, stuff you can store in your coat, crackers, you know, little stuff like that. My girlfriend came up with the concept, and she always makes bags and gives them to me because she knows I give them out. And I just speak. I just say a word of prayer. I speak to people. When the Lord tell me to give a blessings bag, I do. But I've been in some Caucasian parts of town too, where I know I was about to be robbed. I know my car was about to be stolen. I already knew it, or I knew that the person was running a scam on me. White guy, come on, it just takes 15 minutes. It's not hard to make $500, don't you think? See, I got this check here, and if you don't get your monkey ass with all that double talk, get away from me. I got money in the bank. You the one need my help. Go in the bank and see if they'll help you. Yeah. I was in Stone Mountain going towards Loganville, loading my the Kroger gone. Now they didn't turn it into a flea market, but put my groceries in the car. And the guy pulls up. It was a black dude driving, but it was a white chick on the passenger side. And he pulled up on the passenger side. And he was like, can you help us out? Do you have any spare change, anything? We done got kicked out of our hotel. We on our way back to such and such and such and such. We just trying to find a place to stay tonight so we can get on the road tomorrow, right? Now, me, I get kicked out of my hotel. I'm getting on the road tonight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nowhere to sleep, no way, right? All of this running through my head, but then out of the back seat, first of all, they had a ton of shit in the back seat, like indescript stuff. It wasn't like suitcases and boxes, like you moving. It was like like clothes and black bags you get from the convenience store when you buy a beer. You know what I'm saying? Some lotto tickets. You know they give you them dark black bags. Okay, it was a bunch of like loose scallywag type stuff, and somebody sat up out of that trash. And when she saw me make eye contact with her, she got back. Well, she was covered in sores. I already know what them sores are, bitch. You a meth head. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean bitch. But that's how I was feeling at the time. That's what I said to myself. Okay. Now, two of the women white. It's a black man driving, right? So you feel like you pull up, you yourself, you not finna say anything because you already know as a black woman, I'm already tuned into your Wakanda. And my Wakanda is like, what kind of Wakanda is that? You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna get into it with me. This white chick gonna talk and I'm gonna yield because she's a white chick and if it's all white, it's all right. When I saw that scrap of meat lean up out the back seat covered in boils and sores, I was like, oh, I ain't got it. He sped off so fast. Like the block hot, because you already know. You already know I'm finna call the police and let the police know what kind of car y'all in and get them a full description. So before y'all go and rob somebody else, jack somebody up, some of these good people up, I'm reporting you just like y'all love to report us. I'm reporting you. Get you and your little chickens out of here. Listen, he might as well have gave his son a bomb. If he gave his sons back them guns, he might as well have given them a bomb. And I'm going to tell you now, if the daddy was black, if the man was black, and it had everything else being equal except they were black, the perpetrator was black, he and his dad, it would have been a different story. Trump would have been spoke up. Ben spoke up. But this African-American person who's a hero, now we do this all day, every day. There's tons and tons of stories out there. There's a websites that are just dedicated to the good news, to talking about the good things that people are doing. And you see those websites, you see men wrestling people to the ground because they trying to rob somebody else, chasing people down who stole folks' babies. It's people of color doing good stuff everywhere, but it doesn't fit into the narrative. So we're not going to feed that to the people. What we're going to feed to the people is Kim Zolciak, Fabulous and Emily B. Okay, Tamar, the bullcrap, because these are the empty calories that keep us feeling full when we ain't eating a damn thing. We ain't eating nothing of substance. I digress, y'all. Don't let me go on. Don't let me start. Don't let me start. Let me just hush. Let me see here. They want to charge and Daddy Bush is on the way out. Oh. He said, Barbara, don't leave me here. Please, Barbara. Please don't leave me here. It's a mess. Pruitt. Yes. That ninja. Listen, they are raping and pillaging the coffers, America's coffers. Okay? They are. We right back to Cheney and what was Cheney's company name over there? I almost called it. Taking all them folks' oil and reselling it back to them. It's not, but what was the name of his company? Anyway, yeah. The Bushes got rich off of that too. The Bushes gained a lot of money off of that war over there in Iraq. And Pruitt and all of those, even what's his name that's about to retire and not gonna come back? The one that looked like a young boy, but he old as hell. The one that's over the House and the Senate. Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. Okay. He done got his money. He done got his loot. He out. He's I'm gonna get out before this thing blow up your way. Before this thing really, really blow up your way. You're going to see a lot more falling by the wayside. They're going to stuff their pockets and their jackets and their shirts and their underwear with as much as they can grab. That Betsy DeVos, her brother, her whole lineage has got their hands in the country's coffers. You guys, when everything is said and done, the cabinets, the drawers, the pantry, the refrigerator, and the deep freezer are going to be empty. Okay, and we will have rid ourselves of them, but we will have nothing left. We're going to have to start from scratch. We're going to have to plant new seeds, build new industries. I'm telling you, they raping and robbing us blind. That's all Trump is. He's just a gateway to the money. And they putting papers in front of him every day. He's signing stuff. I mean, this whole child trafficking thing, y'all just don't. Let me move forward. Let me move forward. This whole child trafficking laws, it's gonna affect small websites. Okay, that the websites have to monitor their personal ads, even if there's a hint or a suggestion that a person is doing some type of sex crime. That's how Backpage got shut down. That law is what shut Backpage down, you guys. Then they could shut your whole site down. They could shut your whole business down. Everything. It's a mess. Oh, gotta go. About to drive home. Sorry I went on and on. Classy Creations. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yep. Oh, you love it when I cuss, Shaman. I do too, but I try to be. I can go deep down into the well and come up with some real gutter. Did he flip his lip? Enron, Blackwater, Halliburton. Now that Cheney, that Cheney wasn't no joke. And listen, Dick Cheney didn't mind. He packed a pistol. You know, he shot his own friend in the face, and then threatened the man not to tell. The man was like, "It was an accident. He did not mean to do it." Just blew all your face off. It's a lot of scandals. Who's gonna run for president? Not Paul. I know you ain't talking about Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan's name is Mud. Paul Ryan better go somewhere and learn how to do crosswords, Sudoku, and count that money. He's using this presidency to make money. You right. They shut down the persons on Craigslist. Shut it down themselves because they already knew this law was gonna get them in trouble. Because it's not designed to necessarily protect people from sex trafficking. It's really designed, it's in with that whole net neutrality thing. It's just another way to govern how you view media. You know, how you view your news. When I say view, how you receive your news. So you're shutting down a lot of, online news in organizations because you're saying that there was some discrepancy with their personal section. It's crazy. They're using all types of ways to get in, and they just want it to be them speaking to you. That whole Fox News, they want that to be 24/7, baby. They want that to be 24/7, round the clock. Like, pin your eyes open and just watch it so you can get fully indoctrinated. And next thing you know, they scanning your eyes and putting receivers in your arm. And you got one of them cattle tags on your ear. Number 22943. Step forward. You went to the Bahamas in 2012. Yeah. They ain't innocent. They not innocent. They not innocent. We try to show respect for people. They made it into their 90s. But go on. Y'all go on. Y'all go on. Y'all go on. They'll move over to Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. I'm telling you, they're going to start charging for this stuff. It's going to be a hot mess. Okay, so we talked about the shooting in the Waffle House, the Toronto, Canada. So we're not going to talk about the details that happened with Toronto, Canada, because we already know this was, I'm not sure if Canada calls it a terrorism. I'm not sure how they're viewing it over there. I just know what's reported over here. Evidently, a person down a very, very busy sidewalk, which was Canada's beautiful, substantially large sidewalk, just plowed down the sidewalk. I mean, you can see the front grill missing. There was bodies covered up everywhere, and just mowed people down. Okay, so how I think about things is this. When you start to see clusters of these things happening, and the Waffle House shooting, this thing in Canada, We just came off the heels of a bomber, and we feel like it's over and done with because the person is dead or was killed or killed themselves, so we can all move on. We don't have to go through all this trial and everything, and it kind of sort of smooths over, especially if they kill themselves. But for the most part, we're becoming sort of desensitized to these things, but also we are playing right into the hand of the enemy. Whenever you see clusters of these types of things happening, something's big is about to go on. There's something big about to go on that we are not paying attention to, that we are not looking for. I guarantee it. And me, I got my eye on this White House. I got my eye on this White House. I got my eye on this Pruitt situation, this Betsy DeVos. I got my eye on all of that. All of that. Something is about to go down. Something is happening. Something is being slipped in the back door. Some kind of way, when we have all of these distractions and we're putting in this position where we are all have our heads down and we're bowed and we are mourning and we are grieving, check your wallet. Your pockets are probably being picked, because what you can depend on is the kindness and the hospitality of the human spirit. You can always depend on that. You can depend on the debauchery side of it too, but it's supposed to be patriotic for us to pray for the nation, pray for the city, pray for the Waffle House, pray for the shooter, pray for the... This is what we do. And y'all know I love the Lord. I pray daily and talk to him constantly. Has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. Because you can pray and move throughout your day. All right? Move throughout your day with a prayer in your heart. No problem. But we're talking about being distracted, mistaking our kindness for weakness. Something big is happening. Something, I saw a bunch of police everywhere just charging in my dream. Okay, well, you know that they say, was it Lady Nika that was saying that they were asking for there to be some military presence, a military police presence in some states because someone's going to be found not guilty, or I can't remember, but I could have sworn that was Lady Nika's video. Okay, I thought I heard it. Tamar's leaving. Goodbye, Tamar. See, your family got homework to do. Okay. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love you too, sweetie. You have a good evening, okay? Take good care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your week. I saw a bunch of police charging in my dream. Wow. Something big is going down. I don't know what. I don't know where. But I am definitely bringing riot gear to work. Okay. Thank you, Lady Nika. I know I remember that from your video. Just because I don't comment don't mean I don't be watching. But, yeah, it's something going on. I don't want to be distracted. I definitely think that what's happening here, is going to be big. It's going to be big. And listen, some things look small and they're really, really big. They're really, really big. I don't know what it is, but something is going on. We're supposed to look away for some reason. On standby and protest if Mueller gets fired. That's what it is. Yeah, so, just keep your eyes open, guys. Keep your eyes and your ears open. I know that we've been taught that we're supposed to bow our heads and pray, and we're supposed to always be in this place of reverence, but you can reverence God and keep your eyes peeled, okay? If you got to switch up your schedule, switch up your schedule. If you feel like you always go down one freeway, might switch up. If something tell you go down a different freeway, I say go down a different freeway. But you got to be sensitive and open to it. Because if you're not sensitive and open to stuff, it'll pass right by you. You won't think anything of it. But I'm telling you, these signs of things that I see that are one distraction after another, something big is about to happen. I hope it works in favor of God's people, of the people that he loved, that truly love him, that's trying to be decent. Hey, Nicole, decent, upstanding citizens. You know what I mean? Um, if if it ain't benefiting us, we need a break. We need a break in this country. We need a break. You know, we have been bent over long enough. We had a small break when Obama was in office. Okay, and it seemed like we've been paying for Obama. Baby. They took all eight, they tried to take all 8 years back in the first day of office. Yeah, you got to be smart. You got to be smart. Keep your children covered in prayer. Make sure you pray over your kids and keep your eyes to the ground at work. Listen more than you speak. Listen more than you speak. Spend a little bit more time listening than you do speaking. I'm telling you, because it'll come to you. It'll come to you. It'll show itself. What Nika say? Do you think that all of Starbucks thing was a fabricated story? You mean about the men being kicked out? I don't think it was a fabricated story. Just because it happens all the time. It happens everywhere. Like we were talking about earlier, I don't know if you were on about there. I mean, there's some places that black people can't even matriculate after a certain hour because they'll be stopped constantly or arrested. And listen, fabricated story, those guys spent 9 hours. Now you imagine you got your whole day planned and somebody take a big 9-hour bite out of your day. Okay, they say they released the guys without charges, but you know what I mean, the damage is done. I know people who get arrested just because they was slick at the mouth with the cops, and the cops took them in because they know it's gonna cost them at least $600 with bail and everything, and you got to have exact change when you come in there. If you get them 600, they owe you owe them $600, $610, and all you got is $650. You don't get no change back. You got to have exact change. They put you through the ringer to get your loved one out. It's going to cost you $500 to $1,000 to get out. Plus, if you get locked up on a Friday, see you Monday. Yeah, a lot of it is about power shifting and power control and inconveniencing. You know, there was no reason for them to take them to jail. They could have walked them outside and sent them on their way. But to take them to jail, like, it happens all the time. It's no reason to think that that was a fabricated story. Now, what's a fabricated story possibly could be what Starbucks investment is going to be into the situation. That's what I want to see. I want to see what you guys are going to do on a daily basis to combat these types of things. Because when you go in Starbucks, you got cups that say, feel good, feel great, stay up, drink more coffee. We need to have a little bit more peace, love, and happy grease, hair grease, especially when you charging $9 for a drink. Yeah, my mama say I ain't gonna pay and beg, you know, and I'm not going to spend my money if y'all don't know how to treat people. And that was a strange story to me because I go to the Starbucks across in little 5 Points across from 7 Under, which is a vegan co-op store. And it's homeless people that set up shop. It looks like they just ran to the bathroom, like they left all their stuff there and they ran to the bathroom. But they go and run their errands where they don't have to carry their backpacks and stuff, but they leave them in the Starbucks and they set it up like it's a table. And the guy was asking them to leave, but he was very respectful. They were white people, homeless, and he was a white manager. He said, "Come on, guys, you guys can't just take up this table like this. You can't do it." And they were like, okay, we'll get our stuff. We'll get our stuff and go. Now, I wonder now if they had been black and homeless, you know, would they have called the police instead of negotiating and asking them to leave? You know what I mean? Like, it made me think about all of that. Yeah, I try to stay prepared too. And I'm going to tell you just a couple of things that I'm doing for sure. I'm pulling up on that money, spending that money. I'm pulling up on that. Only necessities. Only necessities, because I don't know what's going on. So I'm pulling up on that money. And the other thing that I used to do all the time is I never had cash. I don't really like touching cash because it's nasty, but I'm putting a little cash up. I'm keeping a little cash on me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know when you got to do what, where, when, how. Keep you a little money on you so you can move quickly. Um, every time they say Trump in the news, a shooting happens. Listen, not for nothing, but some of this aggression that you're seeing, it was a lot more subtle before Trump. There were some things out there. There were some things. Certainly, there were black people being shot in the streets. Certainly, certainly, certainly. Okay, but people just walking up to you and acting like you got in their parking space. Okay, old grannies wanting to fight you flat out. They feel empowered. They feel empowered to hate, to divide, to separate. They feel empowered to do it. They're being told that they are better than you, and the head of the United States has told them so. Some of these videos where they're talking to people who are of Hispanic or Latin descent, and people are bona fide U.S. citizens. They just speak Spanish, and because they hear them speaking Spanish, they are being spat on. They being called out of their names. They being berated in line. The whole nine. They feel empowered. A lot of that has to do with Trump and this administration. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guys at Starbucks have an opportunity. They're super smart guys, from what I understand, well educated. So they have an opportunity to parlay this into a whole lot more. But one thing is for sure, this skin is the weapon that they see. This is the threat that they see. So you can be educated, you can be military, you can be in your uniform, you can have your stars and your stripes and your accolades. Shout out to Nene and Forest Rocks. You know what I'm saying? You could be upstanding. You could have a short haircut, tapered on the side. You could be wearing a business suit. You could be a star, a athlete, a celebrity. It doesn't matter. If the skin is the weapon, none of those things mediate the color of your skin. So unless we get the ability to switch back and forth between white and black, you know what I'm saying, like a superhero, just uh. Hey, Gourmet Thursday, welcome. You know, all you can do is just stay prayed up and be smart about things. Oh, that's so nice. They're welcome. You guys welcome Gourmet Thursday to the channel. She's eating some yogurt. I'm staying firm about the Cosby trial. All y'all lies will cease. um, hey, Rebly K, how are you? I was talking about you earlier. I know I say that every time you come on. How you doing, darling? I watched your video today when you called Kim Zodiac, Kim the Zodiac beer can. I was like, we should keep it going on like they do Wendy Williams' name. We should be like, Kim the Zodiac beer can, 32 ounce, red Solo cup, malt liquor, beer can. Wealth distribution, you're right, be fabulous. If it wasn't for the CEO of Starbucks, those brothers would spend days, not hours in jail. I agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I really thought Starbucks was more like a hippie company. But, you know, what's the CFO? She's a black woman of Starbucks. And she was like, it was painful to watch. I'm like, that's a very good way to describe it because I see my brothers, I see my dad, you know what I mean? And one of my brothers is ex-military and so is my dad is ex-Marine. My dad is very, very passionate. I don't know if I said all this before, but I just worry. I worry that you're going to roll up, you're going to see the skin, and you're not even going to care that my dad has dementia or that he served this country faithfully in Vietnam, that he worked for over 40 something years on one job. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see any of that. That he raised all his kids, that he been married to his wife for 50 years. Like, you don't see any of that. All you see is skin color. That worries me. That concerns me. I was very polite when I called. Shaman, they just hung up on you. You should have thought 69. He did talk about his part, and he seemed very, very well. And listen, I was glad that he came out and spoke, and he didn't send the black woman out to speak. Because a lot of times that's what they do. You know, just try to calm us down a little bit. You know what I mean? He's been taking, to his defense, he's been taking it on the chin. He's been eating what is being thrown at him. And at least he said something. A lot of that stuff that go on Southwest, they get, not Southwest, Delta and some of those other airlines, those people write a gentle letter and send you about your way, give you a couple of $100 in tickets and send you on about your way. And then they never say that they're going to do anything. They're just going to look into everything. But at least he decided to shut his stand. It's no small thing to shut down 8,000 stores. I do think that they should have terminated the person right away, because you don't escalate a situation like that. You don't do that. Those guys could have very easily ended up dead. Yeah, I could have went crazy. I'm sure they do they're getting a lot of calls. But like I said, the guy he's been out there, out front of it, taking all of the comments that people have been saying, and he has not come out of his mouth wrong at all. So, I mean, all I can go by is what I can see. And if they do the training that they're supposed to do on the 29th and do everything that they're supposed to do, I'll start shopping at Starbucks again. I'll keep my ear to the ground. You know, I probably won't go out of my way, but I don't go out of my way now because I make great coffee at home. I make great chai at home. But at the same time, I'm not going to look at people crazy because they're in Starbucks. I just don't know why I'm being uneasy. It's got me tripping. I feel the same way. Like, I've been feeling like a little bit on edge, like every day. And I've been off this whole week anyway, I've been off this whole week. And every day I've had a plan. I'm going to get up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it's just, I just been feeling like I want to be real careful about some of the stuff I'm doing, where I'm going, money I'm spending. No, 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 no. No, no, no. I feel like I don't want to be too far from home. I feel like I want to put the on the radio, on news. You know, it's just a feeling. I mean, everybody knows you meet at Starbucks. Listen, if you don't meet at Starbucks, where's the other place you meet? Panera Bread, because they got free Wi-Fi in Panera Bread, and they got good food, like healthy food. Like, you could get an apple and a half a sandwich. Okay, you could get a half sandwich, half soup. All right, at Panera for under $5. You can get the kiddie meal, half soup, half salad for $5, and all the Wi-Fi you want. And they don't put you out, and they'll clean your table and take your plate away if you stay there too long. It's elementary, Watson. Yeah, the way they did that woman at the Waffle House. You know what? I'm not gonna get emotional because I cried on my last week live, just a little bit. Was that last week I cried? Was the Dr. Heavenly? Anyway, I digress. But them pulling her dress down like that, that's to demean her. That was to demean her. That was to bring her down. How dare you not stand up when we come up? How dare you not stand up? How dare you question us? They went to humiliate her, and it took me right back to that place where they had the black woman on the ground, the two police officers, and they were strip searching her on camera. They were reaching up her vagina on camera and calling it police business. And they were not found liable for that behavior. It was the same thing. They knew they were exposing her breasts. They wanted to. They wanted to put her face on the nasty ground. They wanted to humiliate her. And for two grown men, two big old men to do something like that, I'm going to break your arm. Really? Really? Do you think your dick just got any bigger because you're manhandling of some woman? It didn't. It's still small and inadequate. So is your character. So is your character. Now, what is somebody somewhere doing your wife like that at the same time of your daughters and your mama or your sister? I'm telling you, when you're not considered to be actual human, which brings me to my other point. Instagram pissed me off the other day because I really need to catch up on a lot of my Instagram, but I've been really, really busy. And I'm moving and shaking a lot, you guys. I'm trying to make things happen. But anyway, there was this dance where, it's kind of like this Jamaican dance or African dance where the girl bends over and the guy is just like boom, but he's doing it to the music, dun, dun, dun.